One day after withering and bipartisan attacks from Democrats and Republicans on the House Oversight Committee, Kimberly Cheatle resigned as the director of the Secret Service. Not much unanimity and bipartisanship in Washington, but they were very unified on this one. Some congressional members demanded she quit yesterday after she couldn't or wouldn't answer many of their questions. Fox 4's Sean Rabb in studio with the resignation reaction. Sean.
Well, what a difference a day makes. 24 hours ago, Kimberly Cheatle said she would not resign. This morning she did, even as other congressional committees hold hearings about the assassination attempt against the former president.
On July 13th, 2024, our nation came within an inch of an unmitigated tragedy and crisis.
The Committee on Homeland Security Investigations opened its hearing into the assassination attempt of former President Donald Trump that killed one and wounded two others, with no mention of the resignation of Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheatle. Just yesterday, House Oversight Committee members, in a bipartisan way, told her to go.
If you have an assassination attempt on a president, a former president, or a candidate, you need to resign.
I don't think she should resign. I think she should have been fired. Ma'am, you are a DEI horror story.
The reference to diversity, equity, and inclusion because Cheatle, appointed by President Joe Biden, the first woman to serve as director of the Secret Service. In a statement, Mr. Biden writes in part, "As a leader, it takes honor, courage, and incredible integrity to take full responsibility for an organization tasked with one of the most challenging jobs in public service." President Trump, wounded in his right ear, posted on social media, linking Vice President Kamala Harris, his likely opponent for the White House, to the incident, writing, "The Biden-Harris administration did not properly protect me, and I was forced to take a bullet for democracy." Mr. Trump emphasizing, in all caps, "It was my great honor to do so."
I believe it's a fault of leadership in the Secret Service.
Former Secret Service agent Ron Williams personally protected Presidents Ford, Reagan, Bush, and Clinton.
The agency's undermanned, it's understaffed, it's overworked and underpaid. And they need to really revamp that agency.
A sentiment echoed by House Speaker Mike Johnson, who said the resignation should have come a week ago.
I'm happy to see that. I'm happy to see that she has heeded the call of both Republicans and Democrats. Now we have to pick up the pieces. We have to rebuild the American people's faith and trust in the Secret Service as an agency.
And the Secret Service Deputy Director appointed today as acting agency head by Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. One note from the Homeland Security Committee meeting today, the local police officer who climbed on the roof, climbed up looking for Thomas Matthew Crooks, who pointed his assault rifle at him and he dropped to the ground, happened 2.5 minutes before he fired shots towards the president. But the police commissioner today did not know if or when that information was communicated to Secret Service or other law enforcement.